Hey everybody, and welcome back to another one of Mudflap's movie reviews. My name is Mudflap, and today I will be reviewing the fourth Thor movie installment, Thor Love and Thunder. Let's get started. Thor Love and Thunder is directed by Taika Waititi, and it stars Chris Hemsworth, Taika Waititi, Christian Bale, Russell Crowe, Tessa Thompson, and Natalie Portman. So we open this movie where we see Gorr and how he becomes Gorr the God Butcher. Basically, the gods failed him in saving his life and the life of his child, so he decided right then and there that the gods served him no purpose, so he made the absolute statement, all gods must die, and that's his mission in life now, is to kill all gods. So most of this movie we get to see Thor is refinding himself after all the events in Endgame. He's kind of going a different route in his life, and he's teaming up with the Guardians of the Galaxy for a little bit in the beginning of the movie. Just going all around the universe, saving different people groups and just trying to figure out who he is again. And on his adventures he runs back into Jane Foster, the old ex-girlfriend, and he also runs into his ex-hammer as well, Mjolnir. So this movie actually follows the timeline of Jane Foster becoming the Mighty Thor pretty well, actually. In the comics, she gets cancer, and the energy it takes from her to become the Mighty Thor actually has a bad effect on her cancer. It was really great to see Natalie Portman back on the big screen. It's been a while since we've seen her in something as big as Love and Thunder. And then just seeing her rekindling her relationship with Thor, but also her meeting the rest of the team. And I really like all the funny jokes and banter between her and Valkyrie. I thought that was pretty funny, you know, girl power and all. Just really enjoyed it. It was just a really good arc from, you know, scientist to the Mighty Thor. I thought it was a really good character arc there. So for me, the character that stole this movie by far was Gorr the God Butcher, who was portrayed by the one and only Christian Bale. I know this is another comic book accuracy thing, but in the comics I know he was a lot more menacing. He had tentacles and he kind of looked like he had a Marauder's hat and all that. But the design for him in this movie was actually quite simple. I read somewhere it kind of reminded people of Voldemort and also reminded people of the Nun. He just had a simple look about him, but it was creepy. I'm not gonna lie, there was a couple scenes in the movie where actually it really creeped me out. His mannerisms, the way he spoke, I mean, he was a top tier villain for me. Thanos is still my favorite villain, but Gorr is coming awfully close to being my favorite villain just because of how, I mean, scared I was just watching him interact with not only the characters, but watching him around a couple scenes in the movie where he was with kids. It's creepy, you know, and I just thought Christian Bale was definitely the best actor to pick when it came to Gorr. So he's an absolutely amazing, phenomenal job there. Every scene with Gorr is just absolutely amazing. I mean, honestly, I could watch Gorr all day now. You know, he lives up to the hype, Gorr the God Butcher. I mean, we got to see a bunch of gods throughout the movie. Another comic book accuracy there. I mean, straight from the comics, we got to see, I forgot the name of this god, but it was a creature, and it looks exactly like the comic book god did. So great CGI done there. But I just really, really loved how he was a different kind of villain. He was definitely more absolute in his ways, and he didn't have any sympathy for anybody. He just had his one goal in life was to kill all gods, and I liked how simple it was, but also how powerful and scary that was for all people who were gods. Another great scene I really loved is when they went to Omnipotence City, where home of Zeus, but also home of all the other gods and all the other belief systems. We got to see African gods. We got to see, I mean, Korg's god, just Greek gods too. It was just really, really cool. What I really liked about this movie was it wasn't just Viking gods and Viking lore, but they combined it with the Greek gods and with all the other gods. We got to seeing Zeus, played by Russell Crowe, but seeing Zeus interact with Thor. So you got Zeus, the god of lightning, versus Thor, the god of thunder. Really, really cool to just see those two talk about their powers and how they can help each other out. Zeus was really just there for show. He didn't really seem to care much about all the other gods, and he didn't see Gorr as a problem. I really liked his portrayal of Zeus. I know some Greek mythology, but this Zeus seemed to be really carefree and honestly didn't care about anything because he was safe in their city and he knew that Gorr would never get to him. But it was just really, really cool seeing Russell Crowe playing Zeus. It was very comedic, but it was really, really cool. I really enjoyed it. So I just want to talk about this movie and the comic book accuracy. In my opinion, this movie followed a lot of the comics pretty accurately with characters, character development, outfits, just a lot of different things that were really, really close to the comics that I don't really recall seeing in many Marvel movies that follow the comics this closely, like Love and Thunder did. I know Taika Waititi talked about that this movie is going to be the craziest thing that he's ever created, and I can definitely say that after watching this movie. It was super, super crazy. So many worlds clashing together, so many emotions, so many amazing things. Not just from characters, but just like the music, how it was showcased. I love Thor Ragnarok, but this movie was very different from Thor Ragnarok. And I like the shift in tone there too. It was actually more serious in nature than Thor Ragnarok. And also the villain was just top tier. So I just really liked the different approach that Thor Love and Thunder took. And I know people are also kind of worried about the length. I'm pretty sure this is the shortest Marvel movie we have to date. This is only 2 hours long. And I was a little afraid that it wouldn't be enough time to get all the stories, you know, fleshed out and all the characters fleshed out. But actually 2 hours is plenty enough time. If you have a great director like Taika Waititi at the helm, 2 hours is plenty of time to make an absolutely amazing movie. Lots to be desired at the end. And also there are 2 post-credit scenes that were pretty sweet as well. I really enjoyed those. One of them for sure ties into the future of the MCU. The other ones, I'm not really sure the point of it is, but I really enjoyed it. It's a really cool post-credit scene as well. Compared to the other Thor movies, I'd have to say this is the strongest Thor movie out of all 4. Thor Ragnarok is definitely the runner-up. The first Thor is pretty great. We don't talk about Thor Dark World, but Thor Love and Thunder was just absolutely amazing. The best Thor so far, and Thor is also the only Marvel character to have 4 standalone movies, so congratulations to the God of Thunder. When it comes to where it stands for me on Marvel movies, there's a lot of Marvel movies that I love that are really high on the list. Thor Love and Thunder is probably in my top 10, if not my top 5 right now. I absolutely loved Thor Love and Thunder. I went in with a pretty high expectation and it delivered. It was just really, really amazing, really immersive, and I can't wait to see it again very soon. I'm going to give Thor Love and Thunder a 9 out of 10 Mudflaps. And drop in the comments below who is your favorite character from the Thor comics. And as always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and I'll see you next time.